Hi children, how are you? Now we are going to see vertebrates. We have completed invertebrates topic. Now we are going to discuss about vertebrates. Before vertebrates, there is a connecting in between the invertebrates and vertebrates, that is protochordata. Protochordata, chordates means what? Having uh, the brain, that means the vertebral column as in the form of notochord. That's why it is called as a protochordate. A proto means first. First type of chordates. First type of the vertebral animals. Okay. Now here we can see protochordates. Then afterwards we are going to see the proper formation of the backbone, that is vertebral column animals. Those are called as vertebrates. See here the protochordata general characters. What are the protochordates? Mostly they are exclusively marine animals, means mostly they are present only in where seawater, and they are solitary, means they are not in a group, they use it to move single. Okay, I told you just notochord. Notochord which is present in various parts of the organisms in this group. So according to that, they are divided into various groups also. That is Urochordata, Cephalochordata. Euro means if the notochord is present in the tail region, it is called as the urochordates. Cephalochordates means the notochord, if it is present in the head part, that is called as what? Cephalochordates. Anyhow, there is a what? A notochord which is present. Afterwards, it form as a what? Brain and spinal cord and all. And there is a notochord, and which is extended throughout the body. Mostly they are worm-like animals. Okay. Example, you can say Amphioxus here and Balanoglossus. It's a transparent one. It consists of Balanoglossus having the transparent body. So notochord, nochord, and pharyngeal gill slits, which remain throughout the life of these animals in the protochords. Limbs are paid fins are absent. There are no limbs, there are no paid fins. Mouth is ventral, that means the side, dorsal means back, you know that, ventral side is present. And anterior, that means the upper part. This is anterior and the down one is a posterior. Already you know that one, isn't it? So mouth is a ventral and anterior. Anus is what? Posterior, this part, and this is also ventral side. Okay, so these are the main features which you can see in protochordates. No distinct proper head, but the tail is present here. Okay, and can you see here tentacles like structures? So this mouth is surrounded by means of what? Tentacle like structures. But in Balanoglossus it is having a sucker like structure. It is hold the substrate, so it's having a sucker like structure. Exoskeleton, head, brain, auditory organs, and even jaws, these are all absent in protochordates. No exoskeleton, no head, and there is no brain also. Auditory, that means no hearing organs, even no teeth, that means jaws are present. Sexes are again separate, that means sexual dimorphism, which we can see. And come to the symmetry, bilateral symmetry, the same what we have seen in the other organisms. Triploblastic, three germinal layers are present, and there is a coelom, a proper coelom is present. And certain stage of their lives, the body develops a long rod-like structure, which we call as what? Notochord. And they exhibit organ system level of organism. That means organs are present, different organs are present. And if you see the promotion of this, that means development, when compared to the invertebrate to this vertebrate primitive type. Mainly presence of notochord in any stage of life, and having worm-like structures, consists of proper mouth and anus. Digestive tract is also well developed. Okay, these are main important structural differences which we can see in between the invertebrates and this protochordata. Okay, these are the characters of the protochordates. And you can see in addition this, they what the specific design, already I told you, notochord, which is present in any stage of life, is just a rod like support structure. That's why it is called as a cord, notochord. Cord means string, and runs along the back of the animal, separate the nervous tissue from the gut. So which is helpful to separate the nervous tissue, and also different, and also gut is different like that. And it provides muscles which are important for movement. You know that muscles are important for movement. So muscles activity which we have started in the arthropoda, now it's going on to continue. Previously there are no muscles in other organisms, but here we can see the muscles, and the muscles are also very developed type of the muscles which we can see in protochordates. And other things already we have discussed. One more thing is they are having so the muscles can fire down the body and aneklon to form the familiar wiggly swimming motion of fish, just like how fish will move, the same type of activity which we can see in the protochordata. Okay, and now this notochord just further modified as vertebral column in vertebrate organisms. Okay, so vertebrata is what having vertebrates, that means the backbone. Now you can see the vertebrates. Vertebrates are first important difference for invertebrates and vertebrates is skeleton. I already told you invertebrates having exoskeleton, whereas vertebrates are having endoskeleton, which support the all the body organs, and which are very soft and very important organs, are covered by means of what? Endoskeleton. And also endoskeleton important for what purpose? For movement and giving a proper frame of the body, isn't it? Then backbone, which is internal skeleton and having muscles for the movement. They have blood that circulates through the blood vessels and lungs for breathing. And vertebrate, the blood is type of circulation is what? Closed type, because the blood always flow in the blood vessels only. Okay, and they have a protective skin covering, and the skin is covered by means of hair, then feathers, fur, whatever it may be. So this is the different type of the ectoderm parts, and they are dead parts also. There is no life in that. Okay, and most of them have legs, wings, or fins for movement. Nervous system with a well-developed brain, and which shows the send the impulses to control the internal activities, whichever changes takes place outside of the environment. So those are all collected by means of sensory organs. Okay, these are the very important characters which we can see in invertebrates. So try to write the differences in between the vertebrates and invertebrates, so that you can understand how much development or how much evolution took place to come out the vertebrates from the invertebrates. Okay, and there is a distinct skull, that is called cephalization is improved, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and two pairs of the jointed appendages. Coelom is well developed. Closer circulatory system, I already told you. Chambered heart. 2 to 4 chamber hearts you can see in various organs of the vertebrates. And if you see, this is the tree, how the organization has takes place, how there is the evolution had takes place. Okay, just go through that. Single celled ancestors to all the animals. Okay, and we can see uh, poriferans, platyhelminthes we have seen, mollusks, echinodermata, and vertebrates. Like the same, cnidarians, nematodes, annelids, arthropoda. All these are what? Invertebrates. And the last one is what? Vertebrates, which consists of fish, amphibian, birds, reptiles, and mammals. Now come to the characters, features of important features of this. Have a notochord in the form of vertebral column, have a dorsal nerve cord, triploblastic already I told you, have paired gill pouches, and well-developed coelom. Okay, these are the common features of vertebrates. Vertebrates again divides into 5 classes. Pisces, that is nothing but fish. Amphibians, example frog. Reptiles, example snake, crocodile, turtles. Okay, and 4 birds, otherwise called as aves. And the last one is mammals. Example, even human being also. Come to the fish. Fish, amphibian, that means Pisces, amphibians, reptiles. These 3 are what? Poikilotherms, that means cold-blooded animals. Why it is called as a cold-blooded animal? They can change their temperature according to the environmental conditions. The other group, birds and mammals, they are called as a ectotherms or homeotherms. So why it is called as a homeotherms? Because their body temperature won't change at all, even in any season. I think you know our body temperature, 37 degrees, isn't it? So this 37 degrees won't change in summer, winter, and rainy season. It continue in all the 3 seasons. Okay, so they can't change their body temperature. Whereas cold-blooded, we can say poikilotherms. Please remember these words, poikilotherms. Okay, they can change their body temperature according to environment. And most of the fish are oviparous, means they give birth to the what? Eggs, oviparous, ova. But some are viviparous, means they can give birth the young ones. Okay, example, aquatic, we are calling them as aquatic mammals. Why mammals we are calling? They are producing the young ones, fully formed young ones, not the eggs. Okay, example for the aquatic mammals, dolphin and whales, they are not Pisces, they are what? Mammals. But their habitat is what? In water. That's why we are calling them as a aquatic mammals. Okay, hippocampus, it's a seahorse. Can you see the head part? Seems like a horse. That's why it is called a seahorse. It is also a type of fish, and which males carry babies, whereas in humans and other marsupials, which are kangaroo, their females carry, isn't it? Kangaroo is also a mammal which carry a pouch. In that pouch, the not fully developed, that a little bit developed young one is carried by means of mother. But here, what males carry here in the hippocampus. And seahorse are used in Chinese medicine. They mostly use the medicine in China for this, what means they use this hippocampus seahorse some materials as for medicine. And sea horse population are thought to have been endangered in recent years. That means endangered species. I think you know that. Endangered species means what? Now the species are going to be reduced because of that unhealthy conditions, environmental changes, even people used to hunt them. So because of all this, the amount of the species, number of the species are decreasing. That's why they are called as a endangered species. The government has taken what care about this group of the organisms. Okay, and overfishing and destruction of the habitat, these are the causes of what? The reducing of this species. Okay, and vertebrates. So here you can see various groups of the vertebrates. Just go through this table. Okay, suckle young. Okay, and that means they feed the milk to their babies. Skin covered by hair, fur, breathing by means of what? Lungs. Okay, these are the importance of characters of the mammals. Mammals are very well developed organisms in the vertebrates. Land mammals, mammalia, outer ear, four limbs, and having arms and legs. These are the important characters, land mammals. Here we can see marsupials, primates, rodents. These are the three groups in the mammals. Marsupials means care for and feed their young ones in their sacks. Okay, that is called the marsupials. Example, what I told you, the kangaroo. Primates, which are well-developed hands, feet with fingers, toes, and also can judge distance. They can understand how much distance is there, like that. Very intelligent, and they are social animals. They can move with other animals also, and form bands with family friends. So they are having bands. That means they are having the movement with other animals. Okay, those are called as a primates. Means human beings. All will come in this. Rodents, which are present in the dwelling. They are dwelling animals. Gnawing. That means they are present in the soil and all this. Large incisors are present, and I think you know that incisors. And they use like chisels. That means for burrowing the what? Soil to grow on hard foods and all this. Example, you know, rodents, rats, and all these bandicoots, all these squirrels. They are all what? For rodent family, rodent group. Marine mammals means the mammals which can present in the what? Seawater, which grow and live in the water, and they are seems like fish, but they are not fish. They are mammals. That means they give birth of young ones, not like fish, giving eggs, laying eggs. Okay, they give the birth of the what? Proper forming of the um, young ones. Okay, and covered up hair also present on this. Flying mammals. Some mammals are flying mammals. I think already you know that. Example, mostly bat. They are having echolocation, means by sound they can move. They can't see. Mostly they are nocturnal. I think you might have seen that one, isn't it? And here they are mostly present in the caves, under roots, and mostly they are in the dark. That's why they are called as a nocturnal animals, that means mammals. Birds. Birds are adapted to fly. What are the adaptations which are taken in the birds? The four arms, that means four legs are we are having, isn't it? Animals character is having four legs. In these four legs, four legs are converted as hands in humans. Whereas in birds, these four arms converted as wings to fly. And these wings are having feathers to decrease the weight of the body. Including this, there are some other adaptations also there, having boat-shaped structure, so that they can fly even against the what? Air. Okay, it's having streamlined, that is a boat-like structure. And another one is beak without teeth and all to decrease the weight. Bones are having air sacs. That means bones are not having the bone marrow like other animals, but they are having a hollow space, so that they become what? Light in weight. Having flight muscles in wings. Another one, lack of bladder. So if the bladder is there, there is a what, filling of the urine, and afterwards, so it become what, it gives the weight of the animal. But here there is no urinary bladder. That's why they are having a lightweight. So these are the some adaptations which we can see in birds to fly. Okay, these are the very, very important. And fertilization is internal, but they lay their eggs. Okay, heart is four-chambered. In mammals also, heart is four-chambered. Come to the reptiles. And these reptiles, they are having dry skin and scales on the body. They lay eggs and breathe air by lungs itself. Mammals, birds, reptiles, they are all having lungs only for breathing. That is called as a pulmonary respiration. Breathing by means of lungs is called as a pulmonary respiration. But reptiles are cold-blooded. I already discussed. That is called as a poikilotherms. Whereas mammals and birds are what? Homeotherms. Okay, warm-blooded. And these reptiles have three-chambered heart only, except crocodile. Crocodile is having four-chambered heart, but all other reptiles are having what? Three-chambered heart. That is the important activity which we can see in reptiles. Some reptiles, they may not have legs also. Example, snake. And the reptiles, lifespan is too high. You can see crocodiles and all, they can stay for 300 or 400 years also. Okay, that is the lifespan of some of the reptiles. But special activities having what? Scales and shells. Okay, heart, this exoskeleton. And amphibia. Amphi means both, living in water and out of the water. That's why these are called as amphibians. And their important activities having a metamorphism. Metamorphism means what? There are many phases in the life. So the life cycle consists of egg, then larva stage, the next adult stage. These are the three stages. For example, frog. Frog consists of a larva which is called as a tadpole larva, seems to fish. That's why we can say amphibians evolved from fish. They are having gills during the time of larval stage. But when they are grown up as an adult, the respiration taking place by two ways. One is through skin, and another way by means of lungs. So through gills, bronchial, through lungs, pulmonary, and through skin, cutaneous. So there are three types of the respiratory activities which we can see in amphibia. Because these amphibians are having soft body. There is no skull, there is no hair, nothing. So that always they are in moist condition. Because of moist condition, they can respire by means of what? Skin. That which we call as a cutaneous respiration. They lay eggs. The fertilization takes place outside in the water. So this is a external fertilization. Okay, and these are the heart is three chambered like reptiles only. Come to the fish. Fish is example for Pisces. They have fins and tail. Fins are important for what? For swimming. And again, the fish is also having adaptation, its structure. It seems a streamlined body like birds. Birds will fly in air, whereas fish will swim in water. Here, water current, there, air current. That is the similarity of fish and bird. Okay, and it consists of gills for respiration. And one more important activity is having oil glands below the scales, so that this oil glands helpful not to allow more amount of water inside the fish. If too much water is there, what will happen? Osmosis takes place, then the body cells will burst. So to avoid that activity, there is a oily skin is present, so that if you touch, if you catch the fish, it's nicely, it slips away from you. And this is also important for to avoid the enemies. Okay, and you know that fish cod liver oil is very good for health. Okay, and this also poikiloderm, and having only two chambered heart here. So this is the first vertebrate. So fish, amphibia, reptiles, birds, and mammals. This is the development or evolution of the organs formation in the vertebrates. Okay, so go through this one, read all this, and collect the changes, sorry, differences among all these type of the vertebrates. Please write the differences among all the type of these organisms. Okay, take care, bye.